Welcome back, everybody. So Russia pounded Ukraine with drones and ballistic missiles overnight. It's been hell overnight. This is the scene in northern Ukraine after that attack. Officials there say 98 drones were shot down. 20 drones failed to reach their targets, but fearful nonetheless. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Zelensky, he's agreed to support a 30-day ceasefire in that war with Russia. Some high-stakes conversations going on. In exchange, the U.S. says they will restart intelligence and military support to Ukraine. In fact, you're seeing him right there. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the ball, it's now in Russia's court.
We're going to bring it to them directly. We're going to say that Ukraine is prepared to stop all battlefield activity and begin the immediate process of negotiating an enduring end to the war. And we'll see what their response is. If their response is yes, then we know we've made real progress and there's a real chance of peace. If their response is no, it would be highly unfortunate and it would make their intentions clear. The first step in all this is the acceptance that there is no military solution to this conflict. Neither side can militarily achieve their maximalist gains, their maximalist goals. Neither side can achieve them through the military side. The only way this conflict can end is through negotiation.
Marco Rubio there. So let's turn now to senior fellow at the Middle East Institute, Iulia Joja. Nice to have you with us, first of all, on CBS News 24/7. It's my first time getting a chance to talk to you on the air. What's it really going to take to cement this ceasefire?
Thanks for having me, first of all. It's going to take quite a bit because on the one hand, as you suggested a bit earlier, Russia is pounding on Ukraine militarily. And then we also have Russia with a history of ceasefire violations. The war actually started in 2014. We've had several ceasefires negotiated by the West, and Russia has violated all of them multiple times. And so that's also not a good prerequisite for the negotiations. And then we also have the difficulty of Ukraine. We promised we will set them up for a strong negotiation position. And we've done in the last few weeks quite the opposite. We've actually emboldened Russia. And so that doesn't give Ukraine a fighting start for the negotiation. So we'll have to see what the Trump administration will achieve in the next few days, whether they will convince the Russians to agree to a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire, even though, again, the cards are, as President Trump is saying himself, all in Russia's hands.
To your point about the history of Russia breaking ceasefire agreements, that's essentially the sentiment of President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine, that Russia breaks deals all the time. And he wanted to get a sense of safety, right? Security in light of what they give up by way of the concessions relative to minerals going to the United States. President Trump is also looking at this sort of through the lens of sanctions against Russia if this war doesn't end. So using the power of sanctions, what could we be seeing there against Russia?
Frankly, we shouldn't expect too much from that because we should be aware of the fact that we, the United States, have made over the last few years, with the start of the full-scale invasion, Russia into the most sanctioned country on earth, more sanctioned than Iran. And so the little trade that we bilaterally had between the United States and Russia has been reduced multifold to a mere few billion. And so we can do the math that tariffs on a few billion in trade would result in costs of a few million, which is essentially nothing for Russia. And so that's not a threat that we have in our hands. That's not a card that we have in our hands here in Washington, D.C. That's more of a pat on the back when it comes to Russia. And so, again, cards are in their hands.
And, that's using the term that President Donald Trump said about Ukraine. You don't have the cards. It looks like, especially on this point, at least we don't have that card in our hand. President Trump's special envoy, we understand, will be in Moscow for talks with Putin. We heard earlier today that Russia said they would not be commenting on Ukraine's offer of a ceasefire, that they wanted to hear an update from the United States. So what will happen behind closed doors between Marco Rubio and others to update Mr. Putin, to try to see where Mr. Putin is on that proposed ceasefire?
Yeah, the our side will have to have a lot of good luck and a lot of skill in negotiating because when we're looking at Russian negotiating skills, they've been developing them for decades. Actually, during Soviet times, the Russians were known and self-advertising for something that they continue to do now, and that is ask for maximalist goals and never give in negotiations 1 inch. And this will result in a negotiation with the West, with us, in us eventually relenting and giving the Russians something that they claimed, but they never had before. And so this is the risk that we're looking at when it comes specifically to the negotiations, that they're very skilled. They've been training in this for many, many years, and they've never relented on their maximalist goals in the first place, which are essentially not just imposing Ukrainian neutrality, but also taking Europe, asking the United States to withdraw military presence and NATO from essentially all of Europe. And so again, that's not a good starting point, let alone for Ukraine, but for us. And I'll add one more thing in terms of the costs that we're looking at already. The Europeans got upset for good reason over the last few weeks. And so over the last few years during this full-scale invasions, Europeans have been rearming and have been buying approximately 2/3 of their equipment from the United States, from here. That's a lot of billions and a lot of jobs. Over the last few days, because they got upset, they released a package of 800 billion euros. That's almost $1 trillion US dollars on defense equipment acquisitions, and none of it will be paid or spent in the United States. That's already enormous costs, hundreds of billions in income here in the United States, and that's just early days before the negotiations have started. So the Trump administration needs to be careful not to incur further enormous costs on the U.S. taxpayer.
Senior Fellow, Middle East Institute, Iulia Joja, thank you so much for joining us.